Folks, I know that the electricity market is complicated.
This is Jared Patterson. He's a state house representative representing Eastern Denton County in Frisco.
It's very complex. It's one of the biggest and most successful electricity markets in the entire United States.
Successful, huh? You sure you want to use that word?
State officials have added another 59 deaths to the total of those killed during the February freeze and power outages. The new death tally by the Department of State Health Services Tuesday raised the number of deaths from 151 to 210.
More than 4 million Texans lost power. Many wouldn't get it back for nearly 5 days. Even though this storm hit this huge area, it was really just Texas that had major loss of power.
And I know that deregulation has come under fire as a result of what happened this February. And I know that when people hear deregulation, they think of a Republican quality a lot of the time.
All of the time, actually. In fact, deregulation is a Republican ideology.
That I would be arguing for at OMB right now is to deregulate, deregulate, deregulate.
Yeah, this is a big deal happening in California, being such a regulated state. And
Donald Trump could fix this situation in a snap. I mean, you basically do what he did. You deregulate the economy.
Scandal was a double operation that also serves as reason Big Daddy government will have to step in and regulate.
But this isn't a Republican or a Democrat issue. You know, Texas is the only southern state that's deregulated.
So most of Texas is on its own grid. It means when it lost power in the storm, it couldn't easily get electricity from other states. Its independence kept it in the dark.
And I'm speaking against this amendment because I cannot support anything that takes us back to a regulated marketplace. When Senate Bill 7 was passed in 1999 and the market was deregulated, it separated, wall of separation between church and state, between the wires companies and the generators and the retailers. And the market bloomed, and we had a very successful market for a long time until this proliferation of wind power destroyed our market.
Some wind turbines stopped working in the freezing cold.
But the biggest failure in terms of its magnitude and its impact was the natural gas system.
Natural gas, which actually contains water vapor, froze in storage wells and pipelines. Every one of these systems failed.
And we had a very successful market for a long time until this proliferation of wind power destroyed our market.
Wind isn't the reason the blackouts occurred. Texas's power grid failure was an indictment of his political ideologies. The reason there were outages like the ones that happened trace back to a deregulation agenda, where the Texas power grid is disconnected from two major countrywide ones, in order to avoid any federal oversight. Patterson here needs to lie about everything related to this case, because if he doesn't, his listeners might catch on to the fact that those blackouts were a tragic and deadly example of why these political ideologies of deregulation are bad. Which Patterson won't do because he's on the energy company's payroll and even admits it on his own LinkedIn profile.